All right, welcome 7th graders. Today we are going to start on a new chapter. We are on section 8.1 and our objective is I can identify random sample and write a survey questions. Okay, write it down, make sure you have a table of contents, and we are starting. All right, so first we're gonna start with some definitions you need to have in your notebook. So a population is a group of or object of people. So for example, students will be a population of this school. All the animals will be a population in your household, for example, okay? So now you can gain more information about the population by surveying a sample or part of the population. So part of the population at school could be 7th graders because they are part of the school, or all your dogs if you have more animals in your house. Now the random sample, however, is that each member of a population has the same chance of being selected. So it has to be random, does not happen with a specific pattern. It's random. Everybody has the same chance. Okay, so let's look if we can identify those random samples. Okay, if you have not finished, pause and write it down, all this information in your notebook. So let's keep going. Let's identify a random sample. For example, you survey customers at the mall and you want to know which stores they shop at most. Which sample is more likely to be random? Explain. Okay. So let's say you go and you survey shoppers in a computer store. Or you walk around the mall and survey shoppers. Well, your question here is which shop they shop the most. Okay, so where do they usually go? If you go and you only survey shoppers at the computer store, what do you think your answer will be? Of course, computer store, because that's where they go. But what about if you go around the mall and survey all the shoppers just randomly? Well, it could be some go to a computer store, some may go to a clothing store, another to the toy store. Your answers will be more diverse. Therefore, your sample, which is more likely to be random, is B. Okay. All right, let's see if you can try this one by yourself. Let me read it to you. You survey a store's customers. You ask why they choose the store. Which sample is more likely to be random? Explain. You survey 20 people at the entrance from 5 to 8. Or you survey 20 people at the entrance throughout the day. Think about it. Which one will be the most random? Okay. If you answer B, you are correct because you won't have just people who go after work. You may have some mothers with younger children or people who do not work during the day with B. Number A, you only will have customers who come to the store after work most of the time. Okay, so B is more random. Okay, now we are gonna talk about a bias. We already talked a little bit about it, I think, in 6th grade. So let's see. This part here needs to be in your notes. So at least the definition for the bias question right here, okay? So when you conduct a survey, you ask questions that do not influence the answer. So you don't give people a hint which one to pick. Bias question on the other side, it's assumption you make that one answer is better than the other, okay? And how you are doing, well, that depends how you ask questions. So let's look at this 3 questions and see if you can pick the bias. Which one could influence your answer? So, do you think that soothing classical music is more pleasing than the loud, obnoxious pop music that teenagers listen to? Let's go to another one. Which do you think is the most common age group of people who like pop music? Another question. Do you prefer classical music or pop music? Which one do you think give you hints which one to pick, or would maybe you will think twice which one to pick? Well, the first one is really biased. The reason why, because has this extra words which tells you kind of which one is better, which one is not. Look at those adjectives. Soothing classical music or loud, obnoxious pop music. Well, a lot of people will be drawn to pick soothing because that's better than the loud and obnoxious. So this question is very biased. Okay. Now this one, which do you think is the most common age group of people who like pop music? It doesn't tell you that that age group is bad, or it doesn't tell you which one. So this one is okay. This one is a fair question. Do you prefer classical music or a pop music? It's very straightforward question. Doesn't tell you which one to pick, doesn't give you any extra information. Just simply, which one do you like better? So this one is also fair. So the question 1 was bias. Okay. All right, I'll give you one more for you to pick. Which one is bias? Which one is fair? Do you prefer greasy meat or healthy vegetables on your pizza? Or are you going to ask, which pizza topping do you like best? Okay, I'll give you a few seconds to think about which one is bias, which one is fair, and why. Okay, so the first one, do you prefer greasy meat, healthy vegetables? Well, we will all want to be healthy at some point, so obviously these extra words make this question biased because they influence the answer. The second one is fair because it's a simple question with no extra information which will sway your opinion. So, do you like pizza? Which toppings do you like best? Simple. Okay, so it's fair. Well, and tell you the truth, that's the end of our lesson. Nice and quick. Good job today. And your homework today will be given to you by Mr. Ruff. Thank you very much.